Hi guys, and welcome back to the Little Craft Cave. Today I'm going to be doing 2 scrapbook layouts using the amazing April Love From Lizi kit. Now this kit was so versatile, and this will be my last video in a series of 4. I will put the links below for the other 3 videos. So let's get started on the scrapbook layouts. So first of all, I take an 8x8 scrapbook folder, and I've taken one of the inserts from it, and using the Love From Lizi cardstock, I am measuring it ready so I can cut out the exact cardstock that I will need. What's great about this is once cut down, I will have enough card left if I want to do any stamping and imprinting, so it's just a great use of it and there is no leftovers. So I'm going to take my T-square ruler, once I've marked the pencil lines, marked it down on the paper, and then I'm going to take it into my Fiskars trimmer and trim off the edges so it fits exactly into the 8x8 album. The quality is absolutely amazing of the cardstock that Lizi supplies in her kit, which makes it perfect for scrapbooking and card making, and it's been an absolute pleasure to use, and I cannot wait for the next kit. So on to the first layout. And as you can see, it's this beautiful with love photo. The photo that I'm using in this is from mine and my husband's honeymoon, and it's in Thailand, so it's a beautiful picturesque sea view. So I just thought the washi tape in this was absolutely perfect. So I'm taking 2 of the reels and I'm doing a corresponding pattern of 1 of each layer, and that's just to give it a background. And I thought this was an absolute great use of the add-on supplied in the kit. And I'm a massive washi tape fan, so any excuse really. So I chose these 2 particular colours because I thought they sort of reminded me of the sea, and I thought this matched perfectly with what I was doing. So I'm just taking my photo there just to make sure that it sort of fits on that properly. And then I'm going to go ahead at the end and trim off all the excess pieces of the tape using my little Fiskars scissors. There you go, you can just see me doing this now. There we go, just making sure it's all perfect and that it's ready for the card. I am measuring the photo to see where that needs to go. I'm then taking this beautiful pattern paper that I had left from the Love From Lizi kit, and I'm using this to back my photo. So it's just to give it a slight border around the edge. So I'm taking some double-sided large foam squares just to give a bit of dimension to the photo. So I'm peeling these off and I'm going to pop it onto the pattern paper. So I'm putting this onto the paper and I'm just making sure that I've got a lovely border around the edge of my photo. There we go, and I fussy cut that out, and then I've taken some of the photo corners, which were also an add-on of the kit, and I'm just putting these in the corners just to accentuate the beauty of the photo and the card paper. So these came in 4 different designs, so I've taken 4 of each, obviously to match. I am now putting some more double-sided foam tape on the back of the card paper so that it adds a little bit more dimension when I stick this onto the 8x8 scrapbook layout. Now I do fiddle around with this tape for a bit. There we go. And then I stick that onto my card, and I just make sure I'm happy with where it's going to be and make sure it's where it's going to stay. So I finally stick that down once I'm happy with it. There we go, and I love that photo. It brings back so many lovely memories of our honeymoon, so it was a great choice and I really enjoyed doing this particular layout. So I then go on to take some of the cardstock that was left once I've cut it out, and I'm taking some of the add-on inks that came with the wooden stamps, and it's a red and purple colour, and I am just putting these onto the paper just to create a lovely pattern, which I then put the With Love die that was an add-on from the kit, and I cut out the With Love sentiment, and I adhere this to the top of my cardstock. But before I do that, I actually take some of the lovely markers. These are Spectrum Noir markers, which I've recently purchased, and I must say I'm absolutely loving them. I think they give a great coverage. So I'm taking these on the beautiful peel off supplied, and what I love about these is the fact that you can colour them. So it's great that I could use these to match the washi tape and the colours on my card. So I'm taking a slightly lighter one, and I am colouring in one of the other wave patterns, and I'm going to use this on the top of my card. So here I am just sticking them down and pressing them down, and they're quite fiddly, but they just look lovely. So I'm just trimming off the edges of those, and these do go quite far, so it's a great thing that I'll put in my stash for future plans. There we go. I then take the With Love that I've die cut out, and I'm taking some multimedia matte just to keep that down firmly, because I don't want this to come off. And again, I love the multimedia matte. It's something that I think needs to be in every single crafter stash, and I use it all the time. So I'm just sticking that down onto the zigzag just to give it a little bit of a focal point. So I'm now taking the Nuvo drops that were supplied, and I'm popping 3 on each side, again just to highlight the With Love. I love Nuvo drops, I think they're great to work with. And again, I'm taking the clear ones which were supplied in last month's kit, and I'm just then adding a few dots around the With Love, again just to accentuate this. I love how the With Love turned out with the different shadings of colour. I think this is a lovely technique, and you can do that with so much, and I think it just gives you that little bit extra. So next up, I take one of these sentiment stickers, and it says "You're the best," which I'm referring to my husband. So I'm just popping again some clear Nuvo drops just to accentuate that. I then take my Winkle of Spectrum marker, and I am just popping on some glitter there onto the With Love and onto the You're the Best, and just to highlight that. I then take my Wheel Memory Keepers Quick Stick tool, and I'm popping some of the green and silver sequins that were supplied in last month's kit. So I'm just taking a blob of some PVA glue there to do so, and then I am sticking down the different sequins. And this was kind of just to add a little bit of sparkle to my my project here. Now, I absolutely love scrapbooking, and it's been great to be able to do some scrapbook layouts with Lizzie's kits, which shows it's a very diverse kit. Whilst it is predominantly a card making kit, I like to hope that I've shown you all that you can actually do lots of different things with the kit. So I do encourage people, do pop over to the Love From Lizi store and purchase the kit. Each month she puts her heart and soul into making these kits absolutely incredible, and I'm sure May's kit will be no different. So please do check out the Love From Lizi website for the May kit. I know she has already started sneak peeking. So here we go on to layout 2. Now for layout 2, I've chose to do use a photo of me and my husband, and he taking me out for a meal after my first week at my new job. And in life, me and my husband, we like to sort of commemorate not just the big events but also the little events, and I think it's really important to sort of remember these things. And with being an avid scrapbooker, it's really nice to look back at these photos and remember the good times. So I'm just taking some of the beautiful pattern paper. I've stuck both photos down, and I'm using this backing paper, this pattern paper as a backing. And then I take the remaining paper once I've cut them out, and I take the egg stamp, and I'm just showing how versatile this is, that you can actually use it to make absolutely adorable balloons. So it's not just an Easter and spring kit. There is lots of other things in this kit that can be used again. I then do it also on some clear, and I'm going to colour these in with some marker pens. So I'm just taking some first edition pens, and I'm going over initially with the dark pen, and then I go over with a light pen. And that is just to give this a little bit of a different colour to it. So I'm colouring them in. And then for the other ones, I am just taking the lemon one and just colouring it all in boldly. There is no effects on this. I'm literally just colouring it in. And I absolutely love colouring. It's my new obsession at the moment. So it's nice on this to sort of be able to do a bit of that. I then take my black Memento ink pen, and I've just used this to do the end of the balloon, and I'm just taking my scissors to cut this round and fussy cut it out. I then take the pen and just go around the edges in black, and this is just to basically show the stamp pattern once it's been cut out. And it's best to do this from the reverse, then if you get any extras it'll go onto the back of your card. I then take this doily die from my stash and pop it on some patterned paper. This is a beautiful floral one, and this is just to give me the beautiful frame here that I'm going to use to frame my photos. So I've popped the photo of myself in there, and then I'm going to go on to fiddle about with the photos. Lastly, I use a blooming lovely paper on there, and I stick this onto my 8x8 cardstock. I put some double-sided foam tape onto the back of the frame that you saw me cut out earlier, and I've used some glue dots to stick the photos together, and I've also put some adhesive on the back of that so the photos will stay in place once it's all been stuck down. And then I'm going to put this onto the pattern paper, and I love how these 3 pattern papers work so well together, and I just absolutely loved how this framed. I then take the balloons that I've cut out, and I've added the twine from the kit, and I've put some double-sided tape on there to stick them down, and I've made, as you can see, the balloons. And as we are celebrating the balloons, I thought was a great touch on this. So I just go on to stick down one each side of the bold ones that I coloured in, and then one each side of the ones I cut out with the pattern paper. And I love that pattern paper, and it just ties in the background of the photos nicely. I then take the middle of the doily that I cut out earlier, and I'm going to use this to pop my sentiment. So I just pop some glue on the back of that to stick it on, and then it says I then take a stamp from my stash, and it says enjoy the little things. And then I'm just using my quick stick and some glue drops just to stick down the balloon strings just so they don't move on the paper. And I love this quick stick tool. It was a recent purchase, and oh, it's just fantastic, and it has just made things so much easier. And what's great is you can actually now see less of my fingers, so that is always a bonus. There we go, and it says enjoy the little things, and as I explained, we do like to enjoy the little things. So I'm just taking some Nouveau drops, and I'm just putting them around the sentiment just to tie in the yellow colour again. I then take my Winkle of Stella pen, and I'm just popping this over the balloons just to give it a glitter. There we go. I then finish this off by taking the washi tape that was an add-on from the kit, and I go around the edges just to frame it. Now, these are 2 very simple scrapbooking things that I've made using the Love From Lizi kit, just to showcase what you can do other than making cards with it. So I really hope you enjoyed these 2 layouts. I know I've really enjoyed doing them, and I've really enjoyed this kit, and I actually think this month's kit is my favourite because the stuff inside was so versatile that I've actually managed to make 4 different projects from it, and I've really enjoyed each one. I'm really looking forward to the make it, and I hope you guys are going to stay tuned to see what I make with this. And there we have, the second one is now done. There we go, and I'm just showing you a shot of it finished. And here are the ones of the 2 together. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Please do go and check out the Love From Lizi Facebook group. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye.